Good morning, everyone. I have something here for you. No, actually, it's for me. It is a extreme sausage sandwich from Jack in the Box. It is a 650-ish calorie sandwich with a bunch of processed cheesy goodness and like 50 grams of fat, I think. Some good amount of carbs, little eggs in there for some protein. Yeah, not exactly what we call a quote-unquote healthy or nutrient-dense meal, right? So you know what I'm going to do with this is you might think that I'm going to talk about fast food and how gross it is and how bad for it is and all that kind of stuff. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to eat it. I'll tell you why in just a second. But first, I have a story for you. I have a client right now who came to me late last year, and just right out the gate, she was killing it. She wanted to lose quite a bit of weight. Let me get a napkin here. That was her goal. So pimple. So she wanted to lose quite a bit of weight. Came out strong. In fact, a little bit stronger than probably I wanted her to. And what I mean by that is this. Her food was just dialed in. She was not cheating at all. She had a lot of things that she had made off limits. A lot of food she wouldn't allow herself to eat. And she was losing weight really, really well. In fact, she lost about 30 pounds in the first several months. Just did great, was just on track and was not wavering from her diet at all. At a certain point, it took its toll, and all these things being off limits started to gain a little bit of power over her, and then when she would cheat, when she would eat things that weren't on her okay to eat list, she would feel bad about it, she would feel guilt about it, and which would then start the cycle of, well, if I ate this food that I'm not supposed to eat and I already screwed this up because I had these two little candies, then I might as well eat the whole bag, right? Because that's how those things tend to work. If something's off limits, if we do a little bit, what's the point? I ruined today, or I've ruined my efforts, so I might as well just go whole hog and just eat the whole thing, right? So we had a couple conversations about this. One in particular that I remember very well. That was just sort of a very honest, heart-to-heart kind of conversation. And I remember telling her that food had control of her in some ways. And what I mean by that, these off-limit foods had this power over her that when she ate a little bit of them, everything was ruined. So what she then felt was sort of this discouragement, this guilt, this kind of stuff, to where I'm just gonna just do it all because I've screwed everything up, and I'm doing so poorly at this because of a few little candies. And this is something I see incredibly often with people, is we say these foods are off limits. I can't eat these. I can't eat these carbs. I can't eat this fast food. I can't eat pizza. I can't have a beer, whatever. And what we do in reality when trying to have control over those things, absolute control over them, we wind up giving them control. And so in our conversation, I talked about the fact that she had to get to a place where she needed to be able to have some of those things once in a while, make the choice to eat them, and then not feel guilt about them, to have this healthier relationship with food. Because if you have a relationship with food where it has control over you, where it can cause feelings of guilt or doubt your self-worth or that kind of stuff, then you do not have a healthy relationship with food. So we talked about the fact that she needed to work towards this healthier relationship with food, a place where she could eat some of those things. She could eat a few candies. She could have, fast food or whatever on the weekend, one meal, and eat it, enjoy it, and just move on and not feel guilt, not let it send her into a cycle of kind of this downward cycle of just eating worse and worse and worse. So we talked about this, and that weekend she was just kind of fed up with all of this. Maybe me too, I don't know, it's possible. And she just said, screw it, I'm just going to eat whatever I want. Friday night, Saturday all day, Sunday all day. And she just whatever she wanted to eat, however much she wanted to eat, she just did it. And she came in Monday and she told me about this. And I asked her, so how do you feel about that? And her response was, I think it was a really good thing for me. Because what she figured out was that she didn't come in Monday morning weighing 10 pounds heavier. She didn't come in Monday morning and all of her fat loss efforts were ruined and she just had to start all over. What she realized was that even just kind of just going, eating whatever she wanted for 2.5, 3 days, impact was minimal, incredibly minimal. In fact, she could just pick that back up Monday morning and get right back at it. And that's a powerful, powerful thing. I think that's something that a lot of us need to learn. Now, I'm not advocating that you just go and eat whatever all on the weekends on a regular basis, okay? If you're wanting to lose weight, you have to, over the course of a week, be in a caloric deficit, okay? So I'm not saying go do that and see what happens, or that you can eat like that every weekend, okay? But what I am advocating is that you get to a place, find a place, do some work within yourself to figure out how not to let food have control. If it causes feelings of guilt, if it causes feelings of lack of self-worth or this kind of stuff, then it's in control. Because really, you should be able to eat whatever you want once in a while and feel guilt-free and not feel like it determines your worth. Okay? Because the reality is, if you eat, if you have, a dessert on a Wednesday night and then Saturday night, you go out and have, dinner somewhere and you have a beer with dinner. And the reality is you're probably going to be able to do that if the rest of your week is dialed in. And you're probably still going to be able to lose weight. Okay, as long as your weekly amount of calories comes in less than you need, you're going to be just fine. And you're also going to have a lot better sustainability. I know I talk about this a lot, but sustainability is everything. You're going to have a lot better sustainability if you can have those things that you really enjoy, the things that maybe don't have much nutritional value, but they do have a lot of value as just enjoyment and pleasure and reward, and they just taste good, that kind of stuff. If you have room for those in your diet, if you allow yourself, make a conscious choice, I'm going to have this and I'm not going to feel guilt. I'm going to be free from that. It's not going to make me question my self-worth. It's just part of what I'm doing on this journey for the rest of my life to lose weight, to maintain that. That's a very, very healthy place to be. Okay, and it's really exciting to me when people get there. It's really exciting because that then they have this freedom. Food no longer has control over them. Kind of like this guy right here. Here's the funny thing. I already ate breakfast this morning. I'm not even hungry. I'm just doing this to illustrate a point. So not only is did I not eat breakfast and I have some extra room to eat this thing, I already ate breakfast and this is just on top of everything else. And I'm probably going to be a little bit sick, but I'm going to eat this whole thing. And I'm not going to feel bad about it. I'm not going to feel guilt. I'm not going to question my self-worth. I'm not going to freak out because you know what? Lunchtime rolls around. I'm going to eat the same good stuff that I normally eat. For dinner tonight, I'm going to eat the same good stuff I normally eat. And this is not going to make me feel bad.